And we back at it again, YouTube. Made it home safe. And I just want to let you guys know that sometimes things just will keep happening. As long as you got the parts to keep fixing, it will be okay. Luckily, I have the parts to keep on fixing. So, what I mean is, today the bike was riding all fine. Lucille was riding just fine all day. And after I delivered that DoorDash item to the customer with the dog food, everything was still great. I made it home just fine. And the reason why my chain is still coming loose is because the bolts are stripped on the U-bolt. And I'm waiting on a new one to come in the mail. And once that get here, problem fixed for that. But I was wondering why my motor was getting louder and louder. I thought a hole had blew in it somewhere on a new cylinder body, but it didn't. So I kept on looking around, couldn't find it. So I noticed that it was getting real shiny on the side of the fender right here. Well, not the fender, but on the side of the fins on the cylinder body. And I was like, well, I see a little bit of oil, but I don't see no hole. And then I kept looking and looking, and I looked closer, right where that new gasket at, right there. I just put that on not even 4 days ago, and it's already blown out. You guys put down in the comment, have this ever happened to you before? And, did you experience anything like that? Is it because of cheap gasket material, or did the motor get too hot and just burn it up? It's either or though, for real. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I have replacement gaskets, and I'm gonna put another one on and get right back at it again tomorrow when the sun come up. So me and Lucille, we could not be stopped. We could not be sat down, not even for 2 days. We have to be running within the next day after we have broken down, so I prepare myself for anything that happens, and I like to thank myself for preparing for the unexpected. And when days and things like this happens and you don't have anything, there's always a hold time or a wait time. And me personally, I don't have time to be waiting. You know what I mean? What the lady used to say, what's her name? I don't remember her name, but she said, don't nobody have time for that. Went viral. You know what I mean? So I don't have time to be breaking down and be sitting down for a long time for like 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. It don't matter. I gotta get the parts now. All right, so I put the new carburetor on thinking that something was wrong with the carburetor, and nothing was wrong with the carburetor. So anyway, this is the carburetor that came with the kit when I first purchased the motor, and I've been using it ever since. And it still works, but I'm gonna go ahead and re-clean this carburetor and adjust the float in the bowl and make sure it's moving properly when the gas fills it up. And with this new carburetor I just put on, because every time I would start the motor up, it would just rev to the highest RPM, past its limit, ready to just blow everything. Cylinder body, gaskets, everything, you know what I mean? And had to prevent that by just turning the motor off and just walking to home. Or I did catch a ride home, put it in the back of a truck. But yeah, I went ahead and put the new carburetor on it anyway, since Anyway, I put the new cylinder body gaskets on, and the new gasket for the head itself. So it makes sense to go ahead and put the new carburetor on at the 1,700 miles original. But like I said, nothing wrong with the old carburetor. Still works good like a champ. You know what I mean? Shout out to the NT carburetor. These are the best carburetors, or one of the best carburetors you can have on your motorized bicycle. And I recommend anyone that doesn't have one of these to go ahead and get to ordering one of these and put it in your inventory, your ownership. And, when it's time for you to get the ride and the next day, you enjoy some nice, power from these things, what they can provide for your two-stroke motors. And if you ask me, man, it never fails when it comes to long distance riding on these things with an NT carburetor. They don't bog out. They don't, what I mean? They don't really load up. But don't get me lying, because about 1,700 miles later plus, that's when I noticed that it started to leak. So you would notice this thing leaking. I mean, look at it. You can see where it's all shiny at. Anything you see shiny on this carburetor is gas and oil. So it's not that it was leaking on top. It's just that when you're riding around and then the wind blowing, then it's just slushing or splashing the gas around. It wasn't even coming out real fast or anything like that. It's just through time it builds up, just cakes up on, the material of the carburetor. But old gasket on the drain hole right there needs to be replaced. You guys can see how bad that is. I mean, this is literally like 17 plus 100 miles original over, what I mean, since I've been using this carburetor. I mean, look in there. You guys can just see that this thing is used up. Look in there. Yeah, it's like that. I mean, I was getting my money's worth out of this thing. And I recommend you guys, if you have multiple one of these, get your money's worth out of the first one you're using already. Don't just swap them around and swap them just to swap them around, because when it's time to use the new one, you want to make sure it's 0 miles or no. Uh, I mean, you don't want to put nothing on it before you need to use it. You feel me? And with that being said, NT carburetor is where's it at and what you need in your inventory. So you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. And I appreciate you guys for watching all my videos. And like I said in my last video, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to about to see 500 subscribers. And I appreciate y'all, man. I'm close to 400 right now, and it's much love. So I really like posting good content for you guys, and like I said, it's going to get better. And when it does get better, it's going to be for you guys to see and kill time with. You know what I mean? Enjoy the content. And when things do get better with my content, just know that I must have purchased a GoPro, and that's why it looks better. But yeah, man, have fun with your two-stroke motors and do the right thing with them, man. I try to say that in all my videos because, I don't want my videos to look like I be riding around too fast and not looking for cars. I actually do use my brakes and look both ways for any vehicle before I go to the next road area, you know what I mean, while I'm moving around on this motorized bicycle. So, at all times, you guys be safe out there riding these things, man. They are dangerous and they are fun at the same time, but safety is what matters before anything, especially with you. So, Lucille definitely got a great owner, and I'm gonna make some new changes. So, what I'm doing is it's time to take this arch tensioner and just marry it to the frame of Lucille. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the new U-bolt bracket that I'm gonna get from the mail soon. And when it gets here, I'm gonna install it and get the chain pretty much where I need it. Um, Someone mentioned in the comments that I need to take at least one or two links off and retry, you know, riding around, see what that does. And I'm actually going to go for it and see what it does. I don't think it's going to be too short, but I was thinking that if I do take a link off, it was going to be too short where I can't put the master link back on. And I have to order a new chain or try to put the link back on, figure out something else. But before I do this, I want to ask you guys, how many links do I need to take off? Is it one or is it two? Do I need to take off two links? Do I need to take off one link? I mean, I can move the camera a little bit closer, let you guys get a better view of it. I mean, from this angle, and you can see that the top chain is going near the spokes, and the bottom chain is pretty much centered with the motor. So I think it's because of that rag joint behind the sprocket. And I'm gonna put like, it comes with one that you put on there, but I'm gonna put two rag joints on the back of the sprocket and see how that does. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything when it comes to rotation, but it should move the sprocket back out this way, and then the top chain should be leveled off with the bottom chain. I mean, that could be for this particular frame that I'm dealing with, you know what I mean? Because trust me and believe me when I say this, I tried everything to get this top chain where it is today, and it was worse than that to how you guys see it right now currently on this video. I mean, yeah, so if you guys want to put down in the comments, should I take off one link or two links and retry putting everything on? I mean, the master link back on and see how that does to loosen up the slack that I'm keep on getting. But once I get the chain to where I need it, I'm gonna take it down to my local weld place and get them to tack it here and behind it and tack it down here once again and behind it. And it'll be forever attached to the frame, and all I gotta do is put the chain on. So if you guys think that's a great idea, put that in the comments. And if you want to take that with you, you know what I mean, into consideration to do your frame like that with your arch tensioner, welding it on there to the frame, where you don't have to deal with these U bolts right here stripping out sometimes, you know what I mean? And I did put a beefier one right here, but you can see that it's pulling it closer and closer. Day by day I'm riding, I notice it, but it's still holding it on there pretty good at the bottom. But it's the top one that's stripping out, the Chinese one. And this the original U-boat that came with the kit from China. So all of this is Chinese, man, you know what I mean? It strips out very easy. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna deal with this very soon. Swap it out to something beefier like this one here. So the threads are way much 100 times better than these. And you notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm not gonna say 4 nuts, but got some washers right there because right here where the washers are, it's stripped out. So I had to put these there and then retighten down on it and then put another one behind it because when I was tightening down on it, it started to strip right there. So I put another nut behind it and then I put another one behind it just in case this one was going to strip next. And then just in case one of them tried to back off, I had put some super glue right here just to hold it on there in case one of these try to escape. But this is all temporary. This is coming off. All of this is coming off. I got a new project coming soon for this arch tensioner. And once I do get it welded on there the way I need it, and I know it would never come back off, so it got to be right the first time, you know what I mean, it goes on there. but I will always be able to move this up and down. You know what I mean? The tensioner wheel itself, it will always be free to move up and down. And if anything goes wrong with the wheel, or if it get damaged to where it needs to be replaced, you just unbolt the wheel and it'll come out of there. Put the new one in. You know what I mean? But the arch bracket itself will be welded to the frame. So you guys put down in the comments if you understand what I'm saying about this arch tensioner being welded to the frame permanently. And if anything goes wrong with the tensioner wheel itself, when it comes to damages, it needs to be replaced to a new one. All you got to do is unbolt it here, take it out, and put the new one in, tighten it down. Do not weld this tensioner wheel. You need this to be free for movement. Just weld the bracket to the frame in the position it needs to be for your chain. You guys put in the comments what you think about that idea. And if you think it's a great idea, I wouldn't mind if you take it into consideration. You know what I mean? Give it a try. If you're tired of dealing with these bolts and nuts and U-bolts and replacing them after a while, you know what I mean, just to save you some money, my next suggestion about that, to get rid of that and save you some money, should just weld it onto the frame. Like how you see mine now, it's okay for my chain, but I'm gonna wait until if one of you guys put in the comments how many links I should take off, and then I'm gonna try it before I even try to tack weld this bracket to my frame. Once I get the chain right, then I'm gonna go for it. And then I'm gonna show you guys in a follow-up video. So yeah, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe to this video. I appreciate you guys. You know what I mean? And much love, man. You know what I mean? So before I end this video, I want to let you guys know that I've been riding free today with Lucille with this silencer kit disconnected. Been buzzing around the area, and she been having a lot more top end speed. So, you know, it was a great feeling, man. It was a great ride today. You know, delivering DoorDash sounded like a nice hot ride. It was a real ride, yo. But I noticed that the chain starting to get a little weak with the bracket, not being able to withhold a lot of weight and bumping and potholes and stuff like that. So I have to hurry up and receive this item in the mail to replace my U-bolt and fix my issue as soon as possible. But I'm able to still ride and get to work. But as of right now, before I end this video, and when I do end this video, I will be working on taking the exhaust off and replacing it with a new gasket, so it can be running efficiently and not, you know, all distorted and sucking in a lot of air and not staying running. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on that and get this done before the sun come up. This your boy Yo Mont right here, man, on Open Mind Entertainment. You guys hit that like and subscribe button, man. See you guys in the next video.